Hey y'all, Brew Dog here. Since I was a kid, I have always been into esports. I grew up watching a lot of Smash and Siege.
Hey! Hey! Who the fuck threw this?
Then it became Rocket League and Counter-Strike.
Top right, Tommy! How does he find that every single time?
And today, I keep an eye on almost everything. Besides watching all these gaming tournaments, I was a heavily involved athlete in Parks and Rec, middle school, and high school. In football, I was an offensive and defensive lineman. I wrestled in the heavyweight division all 4 years of high school. I ran short sprints in track and threw shot put and discus for field. And in baseball, I played first base and batted fifth in the lineup. So coming to college and being a multi-sport athlete, which of these athletics did I pursue? None. I couldn't actually. That athletic dream had sailed. But being a high school senior and visiting a certain college's campus several times, a certain club caught my eye. It was the esports club. And being the nerdy, competitive kid I was at the time, and still am, I beelined straight to their table to learn more. And if it weren't for these two college students who attended that information table that day, I would have never joined the club. In fact, I probably would have quit gaming later in college. But because of these college students, my first semester on campus, I joined the esports club and played for the JJV Rocket League team, which was miserable and a story for a later time, but I didn't quit from the horrible experience. Instead, I pursued an executive board position in the student-ran club and began my second semester as the club's social media manager for 11 teams. Long story short, the list of positions I have held today are founder of the Valorant commentary and stream production, vice president, broadcast manager, tournament organizer, head coach of Rocket League, and current president of the entire club. And recently as a student, I went and attended my state's tournament for esports where I spoke with kids and their families about college. Not just straight up recruiting them to my college to play for esports, but I talked to them about just getting to college in general. I have spent over 2 years in college esports, and I've learned a lot, and I've seen a lot of issues. And the issue I'm going to speak on today is Tier 1 college esports programs. More than likely, there's over 1,000 college esports programs in the United States, and they span across every type of college with varying types of programs. Programs include the bare bones college Overwatch team to the entire college under a single esports club. There's programs from colleges that offer varsity level competition with zero scholarship or travel funding. And at the biggest, there are varsity programs with full ride scholarships that give jerseys, food, and travel funds. These programs can be found at private colleges, research colleges, public universities, but there's also a section of esports at the community college level, especially because the National Junior College Athletic Association has an esports association since 2019. But I guarantee the average viewer knows nothing about the junior college level or the recent results. I would also like to bet college esports viewers also don't really know which institutions have club programs or varsity programs in the state that they live in. But I bet you the average viewer from the United States, maybe Canada, that watches esports knows college esports at the Tier 1 level, aka they know about Northwood College. And there is such a sad focus on these top 1% esports programs that it disguises the true college esports experience. Let's take, for example, Fisher College, the same one that got disqualified from the NACE, the most expensive league to be in, probably because it's ran well. They were also banned from College R6 for account sharing. But let's look at their Rocket League program, because I'm a Rocket League kid. According to Wikipedia, in 2022, Fisher College was a team of Sosa, Money, and Kinsey. All three of those players, before coming to Fisher College, were signed to a professional esports org. Sosa played for the Pittsburgh Embers and Knights. Money played for E United, the same one that won a Call of Duty championship, and also RGB Esports. And Kinsey, who played for the Pittsburgh Knights, also played for Alpine Esports, who later rebranded to Torrent. All three of those players should have enough money to afford college without a scholarship, in my opinion. But even more, what the fuck is your reason to go to college when you're already in the big leagues? Fisher costs around $50 to $60K a year to attend before any scholarships. Looking at US News, they have a 23% graduation rate for four-year students. 23%. And the reason I'm pointing out these statistics is in 2025, they no longer had Sosa, Money, and Kinsey. They got Royals, Adam, and False. Two of these players have been in and out of the Fisher system, and for one of them, it's their first time attending college. Royals, whose first time attending college, at least in America, is a player from Brazil whose best results in Rocket League South American circuit is second place in the region. He has previously been signed to several South American esports organizations, for example, W7M, which won a Rainbow Six Siege world title. I do want to commend Royals though, because he is a student at an American university, so he can now get a visa to the United States and play in the North American region for RLCS, which is a tier above South American RLCS. Adam is an American RLCS player since 2019, and he's had a lot of success on multiple rosters. Adam has had multiple teammates of his snipe from him, and he still finds a way to consistently make the top 24 of North American RLCS. And prior to even coming to Fisher, he played for 2 esports orgs, plus Northwood College, you know, the same Northwood College that had previously won college Rocket League titles and regularly dominates a majority of other college esports titles, and Maryville University. And then there's False, who's from Mexico and has been playing in the Rocket League Pro scene since 2019 and has also played for a couple short-lived esports orgs. And prior to Fisher, he played for Bay State College and West Virginia. These players don't need Fisher coaching staff to develop themselves. They are already there. They are just there to be there. And it's probably a good guess to say they're getting full rides to this college. Also, this is not me getting mad at professional esports players that are going to college. They all get the excuse of chasing a degree. Especially because less and less orgs are existing and buying teams, college has become a way for them to secure a future after they suck shit in Tier 1. Or better yet, it's a great way for out-of-region players to find a visa and compete in whatever regional circuit they want. The point I'm trying to get at with these top 1% programs are they're not building up talent. They're just buying it fucking out, which creates false advertisement for high school esports athletes who choose to attend certain institutions because they have an award-winning program when they're not really going to do anything except ride the bench their entire school in life. Let's look at all the teams in the College Rocket League Championship for Fall 2025, which doesn't include Fisher surprisingly with their talented lineup. Instead, the 4 teams who played in the Fall 2025 CRL were Northwood Esports, who have been buying well-established Rocket League players since 2020. Here's a list of all their former players. Concord University, who bought their way to victory in 2024 when they signed European circuit players CMOS and Crispy. Concord never made CRL League until 2024 when they got these European RLCS players. Winthrop University, who didn't even have a Rocket League team to play with from 2022 to 2024, because in 2025 they signed RLCS Season 8 World Champion Garrett G. They also signed Percy, who has played for prestigious esports orgs such as Cloud9 and M80. This is Percy's first time attending college since he's been a notable Rocket League player from 2019. It's also worth mentioning he was previously an extremely noteworthy RL talent who had offers from G2. G2, who was supposed to win World Champions in Season 9, and T-Krell, who actually played for Winthrop in Fall 2021. In Spring 21, he went to Northwood. Didn't do anything for 2022 schooling, but then Fall 2023, he went to Harrisburg for a year. Then in Fall 2024, didn't do anything until Fall 2025, when he signed up for Winthrop. Plus, T-Krell has been signed salary to multiple esports orgs. Finally, ending off with the winner this semester was St. Clair College, a Canadian college. Friendly reminder that this is a North American college Rocket League circuit, so we could have seen a Mexico college too if they could find the money to afford well-established pros. St. Clair, a Canadian college, didn't even have a single Canadian player on their team. Even their head coach was Italian. And before you ask, they do have multiple teams. They had several of them playing the qualifier for this tournament. But European team is varsity, and the Canadian team is JV. And you wanna know what? Their player, Fuzi, previously won a CRL World Championship in 2023 when he qualified from the European college circuit under Dr. Boomin Academia H. This St. Clair player is a European who won a CRL national title playing for the European circuit, transferred in 2024 to the college, and has been playing since. Fun fact, one of his 2023 national title teammates also transferred at the same time in 2024, but has been riding varsity bench after well-known Italian player, Arju, transferred to the US and took his spot. Half of the teams for the Fall 2025 final never made league play until recently. And those same teams didn't build up the roster from high school talent or previously existing players besides Concord's player, Helix. All 4 of the teams here have bought their spot to the national contention. The most notable college esports programs are not building talent. They're just buying it. And while you can't get mad at pros because they're just pursuing an education, you should be allowed to get pissed at the amount of school hopping that happens. For example, the previously mentioned T. Carell. Since 2021, he has been to college 4 times on 3 different campuses. What is the fucking point? I doubt he has a fucking degree, so why is he going to college? He started at Winthrop, went to 2 different schools on random ass semesters, and then now in fall 2025, he is back at Winthrop. If he stayed at school the whole time, he should be graduated by spring 2026, the next semester. But I bet you he's fucking not. There's no reason for him to go to school. He clearly doesn't want this degree. It is just an excuse to play in a competition, and the point of going to college is to get a fucking degree. T. Carell isn't the only example of this. In College Rocket League, mind you, let's talk about the previously mentioned Adam. And to be fair, Adam should not be close, because according to Wikipedia, his first College Rocket League semester was under Northwood in fall 2023. But the following semester in spring 2024, he went to Maryville University. Then after that semester, he started attending Fisher, where he's secretly been riding the bench until 2025 when he became a starter. If these professional players really fucking cared about getting a degree, it wouldn't take 3 fucking universities to get one. It takes 1 fucking commitment. Take into account if credits transfer, if they actually pass and attend classes. Are any of these classes really in person? They just find ways to stretch out their careers by hopping from place to place over and over and over again, and never find success in winning a college championship. The pros who hop from campus to campus, attend a different university almost every semester, should be held fucking accountable. Are you getting a degree, or are you just there for the whole fucking scheme? Because there are pros out there who actually do it right. In a Rocket League example, it's Lion Blaze. Even though he went to Northwood, he started his degree there in fall 2021, and in spring 2024 he graduated. What a normal fucking thing to do that I have to congratulate. Now look at this poster of Winthrop putting Garrett G front and center for Rocket League recruitment so they can swindle some fucking kids. Also, it's not just College Rocket League that has programs who buy pro players to trick recruiters or have professional players hop from campus to campus. It's every fucking title at the college esports level. Let's look at Overwatch, which is the #1 esports title in the college scene since it was Overwatch 1. And I didn't plan this next part, but when I went to the Wikipedia page for Overwatch and searched for Fall 2025 College Tournament, I found Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming Fall 2025 Open. I went to the first team there, which was Winthrop. And the first player there, which was some guy under the tag Sam CH. Maybe Samch. I clicked on his blue Wikipedia link to his profile to learn it was S9MM or Sam. Sam has been playing Overwatch since 2019, and his first college semester was under Illinois State in fall 2021. Then there was a gap till fall 2023 when he started playing for Northwood. And after that semester at Northwood for spring 2024, he went to Winthrop and has been playing there since. Besides being a college hopper, he has been on notable organizations such as the San Francisco Shock and the fucking Toronto Defiant. And recently, M80. He's a real fucking kicker. The only reason I know this player's existence was the controversy that sparked on March 1st of 2024. This controversy is at the top of his fucking Wikipedia page. In 2022 and 2023, he and several teammates who were recently signed to the M80 team were casually thrown around the hard R and Discord chats when they were professionally signed players at the time. This controversy caused M80 to completely disband the roster because half of the team used that vulgar language. The 2 teammates of Sam ended up going off the internet, but Sam owned up to his mistakes, admitted his past, and apologized for his wrong decisions. I applaud Sam because he responded in at least the right way. He had the fucking guts to say sorry on Twitter, own up to his mistakes, unlike his 2 bitchless teammates that went dark mode and deleted their accounts. I'm not mad at Sam. I am mad that Winthrop announced an indefinite suspension for his actions, but the college never held it up and has been playing ever since. Why do you even announce an indefinite suspension if you're not going to fucking hold it up? It goes to show that top esports colleges don't really care. They just need to buy top talent so they can keep up their fucking scheme. They have no fucking backbone whatsoever because they understand that if they have former pros on their team, they can attract students to siphon money off of. And this is only one college I looked at. The Overwatch college scene at the top level is filled with professional players that go to college on esports scholarships or hop from college to college. College Overwatch at the top level is some of the most spineless shit ever. So to summarize everything up, top college esport programs bring on already professionally developed talent to make themselves look good instead of doing the work themselves. So when little Timmy has a dream to play college esports, and they get an offer from College U that has previously international winning talent, they're going to go to the university, probably get some scholarship, but still pay a ton of money. and never see the light of day on varsity until they get their degree or they drop out because the college is too damn expensive. That is a fucking issue. That is my fucking gripe with college esports. These top 1% varsity programs just buy out soon-to-retire pros or import out-of-region talent who need a visa to make themselves consistently look good for actual high school esports talent. They prey on unsuspecting high school kids who are not taught enough about the college experience. They go to these expensive colleges or even go to college for the esports program, forgetting the whole point of college is to get a degree so you can find a higher paying job. And they sit on the bench the whole time, so the college esports org siphons money off of them to pay for their program. So previous world champions, land winners, people who get named fucking Captain America or whatever can go to Tier 2 esports leagues so they can feel good about themselves because they fucking suck at Tier 1 now. And that bench player pays for that pro's jersey, their travel fund, their food fund, and maybe even part of their tuition. They're fucking scamming children. They are fucking scamming children. And they're vacuuming these kids' life savings for credit and their own profit. College esports is none of these motherfuckers you see with blue links on Wikipedia that get you the front of the broadcast and that always appear in your social media feed. These programs have the money to pay for top 8 spots and always appear on broadcast and social media. College esports is a fucking random ass group of kids who all like Smash Bros. And they want to see if their title of best gamer in high school is now best gamer on their college campus. But all we see is 4-time national champion college and 5 different titles university that has the money. And the amount of money being invested in college esports is sickening, and no one wants to admit it. It is fucking dangerous. It's going to create a fucking bubble, and the bubble's going to pop. It's going to create a bubble, and it's going to pop. And people are going to lose jobs, universities are going to lose programs, and the esports industry as a whole is going to fucking look bad. Kind of like what happened to the esports industry 2 years after COVID. There were hundreds of organizations and people investing in esports during COVID. Then when the people finally started touching grass again, even Tier 1 esports orgs that have won world titles went bankrupt. Now, I want to leave on a good note. I want to leave you with some advice. Especially if you're a high school student or someone thinking about college who's interested in esports, do not go to a university because of the esports program. In fact, don't go get a post-secondary education unless you plan to get the degree. If you're going to college, you should come out with a certification, an AA, a bachelor's, a master's, something. Don't go compete in the college esports circuit. Esports does not have an NFL draft type thing. Esport orgs are not using the college scene at all to scout for new talent to play, unlike the Green Bay Packers and the college football scene. If you're going to college and plan to play in esports, then select a college that will be the cheapest until you get your degree. Better yet, you know what path you should probably take as a gamer who wants to get a 4-year degree? First, don't immediately go to a 4-year university unless that university offers you something close to a full ride and scholarship. With scholarship is mainly for academics or diversity. You should instead go to a community college and then transfer to the 4-year college. Firstly, you go to the community college and you get an off-brand taste of college. And after 2 years, you get your associate's degree. That degree will transfer in credits to the 4-year college that you may want to go to, so that way you can just spend 2 years at the extra expensive 4-year college. That community college is also really cheap for post-secondary education. And most of the time, community college gives a full ride to anyone. Also, maybe you did the 2 years of community college and decided school is not for you. Great. You saved money. That's really good. Or maybe those 2 years at the community college have stalled enough for you to get a professional signed esports org. The National Junior College Athletic Association also recognizes esports. So essentially, the community college will offer a full ride or some scholarship for esports player if you can make varsity, and you're not competing against world champs to get a fucking spot. You know who doesn't recognize esports and never will? The NCAA, who gets sued 20 million times every second, and their goal now is to lose as little money as possible to these lawsuits so they can still fucking operate. In essence, esports breathes and lives at the community college level nowadays, especially for new high school talent. And the NJCAA recognizes esports. They're cheaper to attend, and it only takes 2 years to get that associate's degree. And the associate's degree will make your transfer to a 4-year college cheaper. Most of the time, public universities will give you a scholarship for being a community college transfer or grad. And again, this isn't me saying if you're interested in esports, you should only go to community college if you aren't playing Tier 2. This is me giving you the safest option. If you can safely afford a 4-year university, or you're hell-bent on getting a 4-year degree for whatever school you dream about, go for it. Just make sure you get that degree, because that is what college is about. It's about getting that fucking degree. These community colleges are going to do a great job at preparing you for a bachelor's program. They're not going to rob you of money, and most of them have an official varsity program thanks to the support of the NJCAA recognized esports. You will get the opportunity to meet people who have the same passion of gaming as you at these places, and probably some of your teammates will remain best friends till you die. At a 4-year program, you will get the opportunity to make something more of yourself, especially at places that have an esports club, not a varsity program. These college esports clubs are amazing. The alumni love them, and even the people who played in the past will stick around and coach the team in their free time. Volunteer free time, while they already have a full-time job out of college. College esports clubs consistently have some of the best environment and socialness than any other varsity program a private institution can offer. No one is at the esports club because they get paid by the school to do it. They are there because they want to compete and they fight for the pride of their college. No one is requiring you, when you go to a 4-year institution, to play at the esports club that can't even pay for your jersey. Everyone that plays in that club understands that you're there because you enjoy practice, because you want to fight for the win, and you want to grow as a human being to build relationships. So if you are a future college student, especially if you're a high schooler, the first thing you should do is see if you can afford the tuition and the housing. If you can't afford it at the 4-year college, do not go. For private institutions, most of them have a buttload of scholarships to help with the tuition, but they also desperately need your money to pay for that college, which is why they have varsity programs that pay for jerseys, travel, and flashy esports labs. Any college can offer a really good home, public, private, research, whatever. But if you're at the top 1% esports college, don't ever expect to make varsity because they're just buying retired pros to replace you. If you don't know how to choose a college, research the college on Google. Ask a current and former students who attended that college. Talk to the admissions department and figure out their esports program and if you will fit in. Do not go to college so you can solely play in the college esports circuit. They are not ran well, it is not worth your time, and top orgs are just going to buy out pros. The purpose of college is to get a degree. The purpose of college is to get a degree. So go to college to get a degree.